Hi, I'm Stu 3D, and the purpose of this stream is to quickly point out the omens. Well, the omen, the shape that I've got, the early 2017 models, are being sold off, and they're being sold off cheap to make way for the new jet fighter ones, which are a lot more expensive. Now, I've been having a conversation with Meow Goes the dog because there was quite a decent offer on at John Lewis a little while back. As he said a week ago, HGF pointed it out a little while before that, where they were $599 for a model which is almost identical to mine, but without the SSD. And I've just been having a look on HP's website and Amazon and stuff, and the prices are going down. But I've also noticed on HP's website, these older models are being sold off quite cheap. So this one I paid, it was $829 when I first got mine. It's down to $749. And there's not many of these older shape ones still knocking about. There was under £1,000. There was 3 models of the 15-inch one under £1,000, and yeah. So basically, you had my one, which was 829. Then you had the 200 NA, which I believe was an i7 and a Ti for 999, and then you had the 205, I think it was, which was 929, which was an i7 and a standard Ti. So, but yeah, if you look now, you've got the Omen there, which is my one, which is in the summer sale. I don't think it's going to be around for very long, and I think you might want to watch that price. It may go lower, but I'm not sure. I think this is the lowest it's actually been on HP's website. Yeah, the i5, the i7 with the well, that is the replacement for what my one is now. So it's my one there is 9. That is the replacement of what mine was. It's nearly £100 more expensive than when my one was full price, and actually it's a lower spec because it doesn't have the 128 gig SSD. It only has the 1 TB hard drive. But I've pointed this out before on a previous stream. These newer models are a lot more expensive, and you are getting less laptop for the money. Now, if we look at this one, this is the GTX 1050 Ti with the i7, and it's £205 more than last year's model with the i7 and 1050 Ti. The only difference I can see is that it's got a slightly faster SSD. So, yeah. And the only one, as I said, the only difference is yeah, it's the fact that it's got a slightly faster PCI Express SSD. I will double check to see if it's got any extra. But for £200 more, I don't think it's got much over the old 999 model. And obviously, as you can see, the 999 model has now been discontinued. So let's have a look. HM175, it's the same chipset and everything that I've got. Blah 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 blah. Nope. Basically, it's got a USB Type C, which but it's not a Thunderbolt USB Type C. So yeah, nothing there extra. Same Wi-Fi, same Ethernet. I think it's got a better camera. I think it's got the a Windows Hello compatible camera, but it's not really worth the extra money, if I'm being brutally honest. If you were in the market for a HP Omen gaming laptop now, I would say, yeah, Daniel Sykes. Yeah, the 1050 Ti model has been scrapped now in the old shape. You can only get the i7 10 and 1050 Ti model in this £1,205 configuration. The 999 model just doesn't exist anymore. In fact, that's an old shape. That's my one, which was 829. That one's lingering around, and I would say that's the one to go for, if I'm being honest with you. Not just because that's the one I own, but the fact is the price difference to get any higher spec than the one I've got is just ridiculous. To get the Ti, The cheapest one they do with a TI is, I believe, yeah, 1205. Ah, £800 MSI. Has that got a 1050 in it, or has it got a 960M your MSI? Because I know the MSIs are a bit more expensive. But yeah, they're pretty much Daniel Sykes. Yeah, well, that's what I said. The new design is hideous. I hate it. I like the old design. The only thing I would change about the old design is I would change the weird voodoo logo for a for just a standard HP logo. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh no, that was the new. Basically, they made this one the 15-inch. This was the top of the range 15-inch in the old shape, and it's got a 512 gig PCI Express SSD. So then, yeah, that's a lot more money. It's 350 quid more than the old i7 with TI, but then again, you've got a larger SSD and 16 gig of RAM. So yeah. Realistically, the one you want, if you're buying it today and you didn't need like the top spec, you wanted to get the best bang for buck, you go for the 749. I wouldn't pay. Well, I wouldn't pay. I mean, look for the. There you go. 1205 for a 1050 Ti and an i7, or you could pay only a little bit more and get a 1060 with a G-Sync screen. And oh, it appears that it has ended the stream. 1 minute. No, it's live. 1 second. Let's see what's going on here. 1 second. We might be having technical difficulties with this stream. Have a look. It appears to have frozen. Oh no, we know we are back up. No, it froze on my end, and the stream. No, it is live. It just froze on my end. That's all. It froze on my phone. It didn't freeze on the actual upload. So, yeah, internet stuff. But yeah, if you were buying a HP Omen now, and in fact, if you were buying any gaming laptop now, that 749 is the cheapest I think you're still going to get a GTX 1050 equipped laptop for. I would be very surprised if you could. Well, John Lewis don't even list the one they had for 599 anymore. They sold that one. It was a clearance model. Yeah, if you were going to buy any gaming laptop today, this is the one I would go for. I don't know what exciting offers are included. Oh, you get a free software package. Bleh. But this is the one. This is the one I would go for because, as you see, it's by far the cheapest. The next cheapest is a 7-inch one, which is basically just a 17-inch version of what my one is. Apart from it has got the extra 2 gigabytes of VRAM, although I've proven you don't necessarily need the extra 2 gigabytes of VRAM. But yeah, that would be the one I'd go for, 749. And yeah, Scottish Gamer, yeah, we got a bloody good deal when we got ours. I think we bought in at the right time, even though they were brand new on the market with the 1050s in them. We still got in at the right time. I think with all this cryptocurrency miners buying up all the flash storage and all the RAM and all of that, there's been a massive shortage on PC parts, which is why I think this 904 quid model doesn't have the 128 gig SSD. I think it was possibly perhaps slightly too. I'm saying that no, there's no excuse for HP not to have put the SSD in, really, especially when they're selling the model there for £749 with an SSD in it. There's no excuse why that one doesn't have an SSD, why it's only be lumbered with the 1 terabyte hard drive. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just I can't recommend these new Omens because they're ugly. They're bigger and heavier than these R1s. The one I've got, it's thicker as well. And yeah, you're paying more and you are getting less laptop. But seriously though, if you've been on the fence about getting a gaming laptop, I say go. Get it now. If you've got the money, you're sitting there in the bank account, you've been humming and hawing for ages, and you're ready to pull the trigger, you either get it there, you 749, or if you from my Amazon link, which if say HP haven't got any in stock, it's currently 799. The i7 model is gone, not available. The Inspiron's very good, but I'm not sure if it's got the end screen still. I know in America they've replaced it with an IPS, but I think the ones over here are still got. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the equivalent Dell. You mentioned the Dell. We'll have a look, Daniel, while we're here, and see what kind of spec you would get. I don't think you're going to get one as cheap as you're going to get a. Yeah, look, the gaming series starts at 899, so 900 quid. You're getting an i5 and a standard 1050 with 4 GB of RAM. And let me have a look. You are getting 8 GB of RAM, which is the same. All you're getting is a 256 GB SSD. You're not getting the hard drive with it. So the difference between that one and that one is basically that one you're getting a shit ton more storage. You're getting 128 gig SSD and a 1 TB hard drive, so you're getting what 1.1 terabytes in total. That 256 gig, whilst it is an SSD, you're going to fill that in about 4 games if you're lucky. And the only benefit to going for that Inspiron over the Omen would be that 4 GB of VRAM. Now at that point, bear in mind you're going to have to put a 1 TB hard drive in, which is 50 quid. So you're going to be looking at what? Well, if you can get that version, then that's the one I'd go for. If it's on Amazon, get that one for 1,000. That's a very good spec for 1,000. So yeah. But yeah, in terms of if you're getting the base model, the Omen base model is still the better one. But yeah, the problem is they all seem to be starting to go up in price. I bought in at the right time, I think. So yeah, as I said, it was only because Meow Goes the Dog sort of mentioned about the 599 model, so I decided to have another look at the prices. I like to keep myself up to date and stuff, and yeah, it's a sad sight, but the HP's website, they're slowly but surely, these old models are not. I think by the end of the summer, beginning of autumn, I think these old models will all but gone. I think you might find this one sort of lingering around like Amazon or whatever clearance warehouse. In fact, if you look on Amazon, bear with me 1 second. If you look on Amazon, it's being sold and fulfilled by Amazon, but it dispatched from and sold by some company called Box. It's not actually coming from actual Amazon anymore. So again, I think companies are starting to lose stock of these laptops. I think personally, yeah, this one will be out of stock not very long at all. So depending on how much you want to spend, if you've got that grand to spend on that Inspiron, then go for that one, because that is a very good spec. That TI and the i7 is worth it for that spec. I mean, the Omen was a good machine for the 999, but yeah, I would go for that one. But for anyone else who wants cheapest, decent performing gaming laptop, this Omen for 749 is probably going to be one of your best bets, really. So on that note, I shall end this stream, and hopefully this buyer's guide has been a bit useful for people, because as I said, you either get that for 749, the Dell for 899, or you end up going and paying through the flipping nose for a much lower spec laptop. So I know what I would do. I know if I was buying now, that would be the one I would personally go for. So yeah, but I honestly don't think that's going to be around very long at all. So yeah, if you're going to get it, go now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully it's been helpful, and I shall catch you guys on the next one.